Hey, welcome to Sipper Social Club. I'm Jeremy, and today I have the new Laphroaig Cairdeas port and wine cask maturation. It's the second time Laphroaig's gone to a port cask in their Cairdeas line. We'll see how it compares to the OG original when I nose it, taste it, and give it a mark. Alright, coming in at 52% ABV, this one is matured in second fill ruby port casks and ex-bourbon casks. They marry those two together and finish all that in red wine casks. Interesting maturation method. We'll see how this is on the nose. So you definitely get a little bit of hint of that Laphroaig characteristic, the medicinal style peat, the coastal notes, that salty briny kind of combo, the Laphroaig house style, a little bit on the nose for sure. Some like vanilla in there, and then you get like the wild raspberry kind of note. I contribute that to the port cask for sure. Pretty approachable, nothing too crazy going on with it, but pretty nice nose for sure. Let's go palate. There's one thing I'm getting in a lot of peated whiskeys nowadays, and I seem like I'm saying the same notes, is those dinner mints, that Crest toothpaste note, and that like chalky kind of aspect to it. Definitely get a lot of that on here. Finish, really creamy, really viscous, sweet vanilla note that's really good. And again, that like berry kind of note carries over. Kind of like those fruit cups, like the syrup in there. I get that on the finish, which is a really nice note. And then the peat, the smoke comes through. Not super overwhelming. I'd say like for Laphroaig standards, it's not going to hit you like, you know, the 10 cask strength would hit you with that peat. It's very well integrated, I think. The thing for me on this one, I think there's a little bit of like dry oak that doesn't quite balance with the rest of the flavors. It kind of sticks out a little bit too much, in my opinion. Kind of the only thing, like, criticism I have of this one. The other notes are pretty good. I could have used maybe a little bit more port influence, but overall, very solid whiskey. Definitely a good addition to the Cairdeas line. Score-wise for me on this one, I'm giving it a solid 85 out of 100 for value. These things coming in around 130 Canadian dollars or so. It's up a little bit from where it used to be. I used to find these for around 110-ish dollars. So a little bit price increase. Not sure what these are looking at in other markets. I know in the US at one point you'd find a Cairdeas no problem for $79.99. Not sure quite where they're at right now, or the UK. If I find it out, I'll throw it here, throw up some prices just to see if these have increased in other markets as well. I know the secondary market on these when they first came out was a little bit much, but that will calm down as soon as more places get stock of this stuff. Let's see how it compares to the OG Port Wood Cairdeas. Alright, so you can take a look at the color of these two. They're pretty similar. I would say there's almost zero difference between the colors. I'm not sure if Laphroaig colors these Cairdeas lines or not. It doesn't say on the box or the label, so I'd have to assume that they are, but it's not for sure. I'm not sure if they're coloring this. So I reviewed this one before. This one I reviewed about a year ago or so. This one's coming in at 51.3% ABV. So nose, it's got some similar characteristics. Definitely that like wild raspberry fruit note comes through. So get a little bit of Laphroaig. This bottle's been open for well over a year. A little more tame than what I was getting on this newish cracked Cairdeas. Fill levels about here on there, and then on the old one, getting down to the nitty gritty there. Let's go palate. Yeah, so definitely more of that like wild raspberry, musty kind of fruit note to it. They both have that really nice, creamy vanilla finish. Less viscosity on this one for sure. And they both kind of share the same kind of like, it's almost like a cherry liqueur kind of note that I think I'm getting on the finish of this. It's really nice. But I'd say the main difference here, the oak, not as pronounced, not as sharp, not drying like I was getting with the new Cairdeas. This one much more integrated, hardly get too much of an oak note at all. So I like this one definitely more. I'd say that the balance between the fruit notes and the peat are kind of a little bit better with this, and I'd say those flavors kind of popped just a little bit more, whereas with the new Cairdeas, the oak kind of overcame a little bit of that. So yeah, I definitely like the old one better. I think this was a 2013 release. I think it was the first one when they started going to like this style of tin. There is some older cartridges out there and some kind of different ones, but when they started releasing them yearly, I think, don't quote me on that, but I think yearly, this was the start of it, 2013. So really good. So I scored this one a year ago. I was 89 out of 100. I took off a point for value. I paid $175 US for this bottle, the old one. Looking back, that was actually a pretty good price because the prices have definitely gone up on these. I'll post here what they're currently going for the UK market. But yeah, definitely in the US market, I'd say well over 250 Canadian dollars. I mean, I think I've seen some of these go for like 600, 700 Canadian. Just crazy, crazy money. But yeah, definitely regarded as one of the best cartridges in the line for sure. 89 out of 100 I was on this one, and I took off a point for value, and 85 out of 100 on this one. Let me know what you think. Cartridge line, hard to get in your area, easy to find. Let me know. They have not come out yet at the LCBO, although they are anticipating the release relatively soon. So let me know your thoughts and how the new edition stacks up to the rest of the ones that you tried before. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to support this show a bit more, if you like the content on the channel, check out Patreon in the link down below. You can join for $5 a month and get in a draw and win some awesome samples of some whiskey. Until next time, guys, have a good one. Cheers.